Hey guys, this is a Resistance broadcast special alerts. Hope you enjoyed that Death Star blowing up there. Cool graphic made by James Baney over here. We'll get to him in a minute. Guys, we got some news popping on a weekend thanks to Anthony Breznican of EW, who unleashed all this stuff about Galaxy's Edge at Disneyland and Disney World, opening in summer and fall respectively next year. So we got John Williams, the lifeblood of Star Wars. The composer wrote an entire score for the theme park and the planet Batuu. We got a snippet of that. I was kind of blown by it. The guy still got it. Then also we got videos of the Millennium Falcon ride, the Smuggler's Run, I believe it's called, and Rise of the Resistance, another attraction and ride there. So Lacey isn't with us today. Unfortunately, she's in New York. So right now it's me and James. James, you saw this stuff, checked it out. All the Breznican stuff about Galaxy's Edge. What was your first reaction? I know you're going to Disney soon, a little before the parks, but your first thoughts on all this stuff?
Yeah, so the first thing I did when I pulled up the video is I closed my eyes and didn't watch any of the video. I listened to the song, the whole song, and I pictured myself at a park, and I pictured myself walking through it and this playing around me, and it's perfect. I mean, it like literally sounds like the music that they play at a lot of these amusement parks. And there's like, it starts off and I'm like, okay, yeah, I don't know that this is Star Warsy yet. And then there's this one specific part that hits like, I don't know, it's like reminds me of like Han and Leia or something. It's something really cool about it. But it just sounds so Star Warsy. And yeah, like you said, he wrote the whole score. So there's like, I think like, I could be crazy. Did they say 14 other tracks?
I didn't catch.
I think they just said many other songs.
Yeah.
Okay, they might have just said many other songs that are going to play during rides and at other points, and maybe like when Captain Phasma comes out or something, you know.
And probably like inside, he probably has one for inside those cantinas that's specific for the Batuu cantinas. Like,
yeah, yep. Yeah, and I wouldn't be surprised at that. But the theme in general, yep, it sounds like an amusement park. Sounds like you're gonna hear it over and over and over, but it's never gonna get old,
right,
like all these theme parks. There's a little Harry Potter in there too, but I think that's because there's the Harry Potter, world at Universal,
right,
and when you go there, they're kind of replaying those same themes over and over. So.
Which he didn't write new music for that. It was just like, here's the retread for Harry Potter.
Yeah, it's a good point.
Yeah.
It's put together.
Yeah.
So the songs transition and stuff. And I think they chose specific songs because they feel very amusement parky.
Yeah.
If that makes sense.
I was surprised about this because I thought he was like 9 and done. So it's kind of like a pleasant surprise, kind of like an encore when a band's done playing and then the music goes out and some dumb people leave and then the band comes back and plays more songs. This is that for John Williams coming back to Star Wars here. I hope he records 100 hours of stuff and uses it in future movies, But what'd you think of the rides? I mean, well, first let me say about the music. When I first heard it, I didn't close my eyes, but I was like you, picturing walking through the park, and it felt like it was jumping around a lot. I wasn't getting the hooks, and I don't know if it's the same part you were talking about, but when the strings hit, it reminded me of A New Hope a little bit. There's certain strokes of the violins and the cellos and all that stuff really brought me back to the old school score, which I liked. I thought it was good. I thought it was epic in a certain way. I know people overuse that word, but it was big, and I like that. But the ride, man,
it brought the gravitas.
The gravitas, yeah. The Falcon ride, man. This looks like you're going to be in the cockpit hitting buttons and flipping switches and stuff. What do you think about that?
Yeah, so it looks like the ride might start off with everything going completely black, and they just like they highlight that button. They're like, the ride doesn't commence unless you push this button. So push this button. And I mean, maybe that's all just the way they do it with the video and stuff. But no, it looks like it's definitely going to be interactive, and you're definitely going to get the vibe. And man, they have that. They have a shot that just is like the inside of the Falcon, like where the
Jarek board,
board, yeah, and all that. And I'm just like, I could stand there forever. I want to be able to take a day to just like wait until no one's on the ride, and then just like, how like sometimes you can get on a ride and you can just they call it like a walk through or walk on or something like that. I wouldn't walk on. I would just walk very slowly throughout this whole thing. I mean, I just stare at it. Like, I don't think it's ever going to sink in. Like, I'm on the Millennium Falcon.
Right.
I'm on the Millennium Falcon, which is crazy.
Built
because you
to
can go
scale.
see that at yeah.
It's like
You can go see it at other places too.
Yeah,
but
right.
that was the new Falcon. That was Landis Falcon, which doesn't really change anything. But this is the ride,
this is
and
the
it's going to be
Falcon.
there permanently. And yeah,
You know,
man, I'm just so pumped.
James, you know
on
what you
that.
got to do in Florida, especially. It always rains at like 2:00 in Florida when you're at Disney World, and a lot of people leave the park because they think, oh, it's gonna rain the rest of the day because they don't. Like half hour later, when the sun comes back out, the park's like 25% full. That's when you get on those, do those rides and do those laps again. So when I get down there, I don't know when we're gonna go. My son's only a couple months old, but I'm gonna go right to Galaxy's Edge, and I guess you have to take a shuttle there. It's a part of Hollywood Studios, but it says it takes you in like an experience, like a shuttle that takes you to the spaceship, which brings you to Batuu, which is kind of interesting. Probably a tram or something with like visuals and that sort of thing.
Yeah, and in which case too, we got a couple images, not of the inside, but kind of the hotel stuff as well.
Yeah.
A couple, I guess, like artistic renditions. It wasn't anything physical. We did get some live footage though of the inside of the what's it called, the Rise of the Resistance.
Rise of the Resistance. Yeah, it looks like you're on some sort of crazy detailed First Order base or ship or something.
Which is cool because, you know, they have the Falcon and they're probably going to have a lot of things that are very good guy-esque.
Yeah.
But I'd like to see, like, the presence of the Empire, the First Order, and be able to kind of interact with that stuff as well. I saw some droids there that look like, you know, kind of BB-9E astromech sort of thing.
The mouse droid. I wonder if that's going to be rolling around as you're walking through.
I wouldn't be surprised if they did that, like stuck it on a track or some sort of like, that was pretty good. A track or some sort of like recorded path that it goes on, and it never it can't get close enough to people. That would be pretty cool. Or if they just had somebody watching it from like a certain camera or something, and it just moves along, and hopefully it doesn't hit any people or anything.
That could be quite possible because they've made a lot of this very interactive. And I even heard something about, and this is a previous report, that the Falcon ride, you can fail your mission on the Falcon ride, and when you badge in to something else later, whether you go to the lunch place or whatever, they'll tell you about, oh, you're the guy who bummed that smuggler mission, huh? And they'll like tell you that you screwed up on the ride. That's insane, man. This is going to be an experience. Yeah. Crazy.
Yeah. I'm really glad that John Williams did the music because I think that music is going to really, and they released the theme. I feel like I'm going to walk into it already knowing the theme.
Yes.
You know, I'm already being familiar with it. And then that alone is going to be kind of like when you walk into that Harry Potter world like we were talking about. You already know the theme, so you feel like you're in Harry Potter.
Yeah.
Well, if they want to create a theme, they had to release it so that people could get used to it. Otherwise, you just walk in, you go, I mean, it feels Star Wars-y, but I don't know this song. And then most people only ever hear that song like once.
That's true. Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
So try to get it as familiar with people, and then when you walk in, they're like, "Oh yeah, this song."
Let it blend into the lexicon of all the Star Wars music, and then also to your point, the overhead views and the aerial shots of it being built, like getting your eyes trained to where things are. Like, oh, the Falcon's going to be by that mountain, so I know when I get there to go to that peak, and like just to familiarize yourself. So when we all go, we're not all just like, no, I don't know where to go. I don't know what to do.
Just like walk in and try to look for like an instructional map or something like
exactly.
that.
So,
and then everything's in Arabesh, so we can't read it.
Yeah, exactly. Which he already, I guess Bresnikan already decoded one thing that said it's something about a salvage yard or something. There's Arabesh and stuff you can decode.
Well, yeah, in the video I saw that and I went through and I was like, this kind of looks different. There's a couple symbols I don't recognize. Then I saw that he decoded it and he decoded it incorrectly. Then someone came along and decoded it correctly and he was like, oh, yeah, that seems more likely.
Right, and they think it might be a nod to Sanford and Sons salvage yard or something like that, but I don't know.
Yeah, it's weird. It says Salvi and then there's like a symbol that I don't recognize. And so I'm assuming that's like an and symbol, but I don't think we've ever seen like an ampersand in Arabesh.
Imagine it was just an ampersand.
Yeah, but it looks like a 3, and usually the symbol that looks like a 3, I could be wrong on this, but it's like the AE sound, like, I can't think of an example that would use it, but like when letters are the A and the E, it's like its own symbol.
Oh yeah. I don't even know.
I don't know what that's called. Usually that's when you see it. So I was like, I don't know what this is trying to say, but then they came together that it was Salvi and Son, salvage, I think. Yeah. So
we'll see what that is. But I mean, anything else you want to add here before we wrap it up?
no, man. I mean, there's probably a lot that, like, if you go in detail and deep dive into the video, you will probably find some things. But I think this is all that they wanted to say. Here's the theme. Get used to it. Here's some pictures. Here's kind of some ideas of what we're pulling together, and get ready.
Yeah, guys. I mean,
So-
we're experiencing Star Wars. We're going to be in Star Wars on a Star Wars planet, and now John Williams is going to be our soundtrack. It doesn't get much better than that. I hope you guys enjoyed this quick video. We're glad to be with you here, and we'll see you on our next podcast, video, whatever. We'll see you next time, kids. Bye.